Afternoon, Bob from Trade Genius here, the 7th of February. And, today is turnaround Tuesday, and the market popped, gapped up at the open. So it was doing its normal thing for a Monday and a Tuesday. But second week of February is a week, and basically the prices didn't hold, and you could see it right away. The VIX and XIV, which we like to trade, just didn't get any traction on the ramp up, and XIV was falling. Looked at VIX Central; it's getting, I think the sleigh that's been going down the mountain here, that's been allowing all the day trades, is starting to hit the bottom of the hill, and I think it's going to be harder and harder to take these cheap wins. So we didn't play today on the XIV side, and just kind of see how the week plays out. And so, but looking at SPY here, is that it gapped, it came down to fill, and it just got stuck at the pivot. I just don't think there's anything left in this market but squeezes. What volatility didn't work today. They jammed the yen, and then that was getting bought back all day. They jammed the metals, and that was drifting back, and then actually went positive and then drifted back again. So there's really nothing left in the tank here. We've reached price nirvana for the market, and coming up in the next 60 days is so many tripwires that it's absolutely scary. And so, if you're making good money, or you made good money, I just don't know why you'd want to be fully invested at this point. So, just market's just not going anywhere. I'm making most of my money day trading XIV and selling call credit spreads on these pops. This market's just grinding. I guess the central banks are so afraid to let this market find its price because they don't know where that price is. And these are supposed to be the people that have the pulse on the market. But all these people they're Ponzi merchants, and they don't want the Ponzi to end. So, but anyway, we're still in neo neutral, but like I said, there's nothing exciting on the long side. I'm having a hard time finding anything that I want to buy. Although I did buy one thing today, and then one thing that was short today. I'll get to those. So going on to GLD, is that it took a little bit of a pause here, and we'll see if it drifts back down at all. But it looks like it's already setting back up on a momentum side. So I wouldn't be in such a hurry here to short gold. I think the golds are going to get torched here. Those gold shorts are going to get torched here, and I'm looking for gold to keep moving up higher. And but if it does sell off, I think it's going to be contained by the VWAP. So if it does drift down, or if this comes up to meet it, it'd be a good place to buy it. On GDX, on the miner side, made new highs, kind of flattened out, but we got a buy coming up on the momentum side. Now tonight is, I always call it massacre, the Tuesday night massacre for gold and miners, because the COT report changes, and they always try to screw up the metals and markets. So we'll see. We've had a big run, so they may try to take it down overnight, and if they do, we'll see how it responds. And if not, then we know they're having a hard time keeping this cork underwater. Some of the things that we own, in SLW, and flat today, no worries to me. Looks very constructive. SILJ. Same as flattish too, but looks good. Looks like it's consolidating, and so I have my stops are well underneath, and I have no limit on SILJ because I think this move is going to become secular, and I just don't want to get stopped out for 3 or 5% when I think this thing can run 20 or 30%. So SLW I do have a limit on because it comes back and forth so much that I can always jump back in again on that. But these small cap junior miners can just go, 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 and go. So just FYI. And then NAK is really more of a hold than anything else. It's still consolidating its move, and so it could stay here for a while because it went from 50 cents to $3. But I think as silver breaks out and gold breaks out, NAK is going to rock, and especially if Pruitt gets announced as the EPA director, then he's going to be more, I guess, akin to approving some of these mine applications, or approving them more quickly and giving people more certainty. And I think you're going to see that across the board, the miners and U.S. based miners are going to take off. Oil, like I said, oil's a mess. It's just not going anywhere. It's bottom of the channel again. And we'll see if this thing breaks down this time. I mean, we'll see tomorrow. I guess, we have the second report. If oil breaks down from here, then I think it's going to form a new rectangle of price in the mid 40s. Like I said, and I've been saying, is that speculators are losing money here. Looking at the futures term structure, and so prices have to come down on the close-in months for these guys to be able to start rolling contracts and be able to store oil. If not, they're going to have to start dumping oil before they take a bath. And so I'm looking for it to come down. North America is covered in snow. People aren't driving, and populations are aging, and people are producing like crazy. And in the U.S., we're producing like absolutely banshees, and now we're approving the pipelines between Canada and the U.S. so the Canadians can get their oil through America and right out the Gulf, and then Canadian oil can really start competing against the other world producers along with our oil, and I think that's going to drive prices down even further. So it's not going to be happy in OPEC land. And then see here, I'll show you here. We had another Trump-gasm today in XBI, and I'm telling you guys, I'm telling you, the only way they're going to make healthcare work is they got to take the costs out. And this is where the money is. Drugs and hospitalization is where all the costs are. And Trump knows it. And it's easy victory for him. Think about it. It's when I talked about my Trump doctrine. This is a classic Trump doctrine. He's in a no-lose situation. The biotech and the pharma companies are all ensconced in Democrat territories. They provide them with a lot of donor money, and they're ripping us off. So Trump's sitting there saying, okay, I don't cause really any harm to my Republican colleagues. I'm sure they spread the wealth around, but not like they do with Schumer and Pelosi and Feinstein and probably now Kamala Harris, and Melendez in New Jersey, and Gillibrand in New York. I mean, these people are all sucking at the teat of these people. At the same time, they're telling us that healthcare costs need to come down, and Trump's going to go after these guys hard. And these are hardcore Democrats, and so he wins either way. If they fight him, he just talks about, look at their major donors. If he wins, he can crow about it. And so I see him going after it, especially with Medicare. I mean, Medicare is going to go broke. He's going to launch this thing. He's going to put everybody in a bind where they're not going to be able to vote against this thing, and we're going to see costs come down. That's why I every chance I get, I'm going after short the biotech, and we're short again. And like I said, I'm looking for this thing to come down short term to here, long term below 58, and good luck if you're a biotech and a pharma company. And let's see what else I want to show you here before I shut it down. I'll go show you vol. You know, it's kind of firm here. You know, if it drifts up to over 12, you know, you look out to July and August on the structure, it's only at 18. So it wouldn't take much for a spike in volatility to cause this curve to go in backwardation, and it would absolutely decimate XIV, and people that are selling puts will be crushed, and so it'll create a little bit of contagion, and that contagion happens with the Fed's idiotic suicide pact in terms of trying to raise rates. At the same time, Netherlands is going to vote to bring in a nationalistic leader, Wilders, who will then just basically just put the screws to these Islamic immigrants and try to retain his country. And France follows a month after, and Greece is melting down, and Italy's melting down. It's just amazing. And Spain, they're basically losing their entire agricultural crop. If by June we don't have a major sell-off, then I would be in absolute shock. So you know, just be careful. You know, I'm leaning short every chance I get here, and we're doing just fine. So I just think it's not time to be bold. So anyway, it's Bob from Trade Genius. I'll catch you guys tomorrow, and I'm putting out a lot of really interesting tidbits of information about what's going on. Actually, that is exciting for our country. Stock market's the stock market. You know, there's a lot of things here that you should be very blessed you live in America, because the things that have been holding us back are starting to relent. And the things that make us great, and I don't mean that because we have Trump, forget that. The things that make us great, the innovation, the technology, the startup mentality, the quickness to the market, relatively free market, are really gonna enhance our standards of living, despite what these elites and the oligarchs are trying to do to us. And so you can have hope. You might have a lower stock market, but we're gonna have some pretty cool things happening in the future. Bob Trade Genius. Catch you guys later. Bye.